Germany's Eifel Mountains have, for almost a century, been the home of a legend in motor racing. Simultaneously housing a scarred, living relic of the past and a modern state-of-the-art Grand Prix facility, the sprawling and gargantuan Nurburgring is somewhere any kind of circuit racing can find a home. The Grand Prix circuit, which we are racing at, is seen as inferior to the giant NORDSCHLEIFE by many fans, but it remains a circuit that is challenging and flowing, and though narrower than more recent venues, lends itself well to close racing. Its length is filled with sweeping turns, heavy braking zones, and gentle elevation change, but a low grip surface means that a good amount of technical skill is required to wheel a car around here quickly. The Nürburgring's genesis lies in the Eifelrennen, a race that began running in 1922 under the auspices of ADAC, the Allgemeine Deutsche Automobil Club. The Eifelrennen was originally held on a public road loop of 33 kilometers in the Eifel Mountains area in the west of Germany. Typically for the time, it was rather unsafe. The track was not sealed, and safety facilities were non-existent. Many fatal accidents ensued. In response, and as part of a general initiative to improve Germany's contributions to motor racing, plans were formulated for a permanent venue surrounding the town of Nurburg. The track was designed to serve as a test bed for German machinery and to mimic the old-style road circuits while keeping a racetrack sensibility to it. The basic layout was designed by Hans Weidenbruch. Construction started in 1925 and took 2,500 workmen 2 years to finish. The track followed old roads and trails in some places, with others designed from the ground up for racing, and was constructed in 4 sections, each by a different contractor. The Nürburgring opened for business in June 1927, featuring 4 main layouts: the 28-kilometer combined course, or GESAMTSTRECKE, the NORDSCHLEIFE, or Northern Loop, the Betonschleife, or Concrete Loop, the shortest circuit, and the SÜDSCHLEIFE, or Southern Loop. The history of the Nordschleife as a racing venue is well covered, and its struggles with its inherent danger have passed into general motor racing lore. By the mid-1970s, it had become clear that the circuit was never going to meet the safety standards that motorsport was demanding without a large, expensive overhaul, which had little benefit due to the track's sheer length. Meanwhile, the SÜDSCHLEIFE had fallen out of use. It was decided that a new circuit should be built on the site to keep international racing at the Nürburgring. By the end of the 1970s, planning was underway, and through a series of proposals, the first layout of the Grosse Preisstrecke, or the Grand Prix circuit, was developed. The new track opened in 1984 to mixed reactions. It was at first considered sterile and boring, and given the track just to the north that it could not escape from being compared to, it's hard to refute those claims. But the Grand Prix circuit at the Nürburgring soon carved out its own niche, hosting Formula One again in 1984 and 1985, and holding races in a variety of disciplines that could no longer race at the Nordschleife. 3 changes have been made to the layout of the circuit since it opened. The first was the addition of a new F1-only chicane at the end of the lap in 1995, followed in 2002 by the construction of a new Turn 1 and the Mercedes Arena, and finally, a further tightening of the F1 chicane at the suggestion of Michael Schumacher in 2003. The Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit has matured into a well-respected venue in its own right, in spite of still living in the shadow of its older, larger sibling. With a pedigree boasting open-wheelers, touring cars, and sports cars at the highest level, it's a track with lots of history and many stories yet to be told. And with 40-odd V8 supercars set to thunder down the front straight, it will provide a surefire spectacle.